Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. My name is Durga, and I am your sergeant and arms of the meeting. We are already on 123rd meeting. I can't believe it. When we started in Unicorn Voices Toastmasters Club, when I took membership, we were not even 25 meetings completed. I remember completing 25th meeting after I have joined. I think reaching 125th meeting, of course, we are 2 weeks away from that, is a milestone. I was just telling Rajeshri that we've traveled a lot and we have a long road to travel. So with that, I welcome all of you to 123rd meeting of Unicorn Voices Toastmasters Club. Can we have a round of applause for us as a club? Now, some basic ground rules when we are meeting remotely. Please do not go on and off the camera. Please be on camera. We would like to see all of your smiling faces. Second, refrain from speaking on sex, politics in a derogatory manner. Otherwise, you are welcome to contribute in the meeting. With that, I hand over the e-lantern to DTM Rajeshri. Now the question is, who doesn't know DTM Rajeshri? Do I even have to introduce him? I'm one of the reasons why I am in Toastmaster is, of course, DTM Chain Pant, who's no longer with us, a very good and a close friend, and DTM Rajeshri. When I joined Toastmasters, I was in Cognizant. And DTM Rajeshri then was not DTM Rajeshri, was TM Rajeshri. But he inspired us so much. So we decided to continue. In fact, when I was very new to Toastmasters, just had enrolled in Toastmasters, he pumped me so much that I speak so well. My confidence took many-fold. And he said, you are ready for the contest. And truly speaking, within 2 months, I participated in the contest. Such is an impact that our president has on us. So I am very happy, Sergeant of Arms, today to hand over e-lantern to DTM Rajeshri. DTM Rajeshri, the stage is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the applause going for our wonderful Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Durga. And let me assure you all, Durga and I haven't had any under-the-table transactions for which she's saying all the nice words to me, okay? I can assure you that. But on that note, let me take the privilege and honor to welcome you all once again to the 123rd meeting of Unicorns Voices Toastmasters Club. Can we have a huge round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen? Just a few days back, we celebrated Teachers' Day. And in fact, yesterday as well was Ganesh Chaturthi. Many of us celebrated that. And I was thinking that what should I talk about? Should I talk about the Ganesh Chaturthi or should I talk about Teachers' Day? And then I thought, why not amalgamate the two of them? My first teacher in my life, ladies and gentlemen, incidentally, was a person named Mr. Ganesh Thakur. And today, unfortunately, I am not in touch with him, but the impact that man left in my life, I will never, ever forget. I've shared this story many a times in my club and in other clubs too. I was one child who used to struggle a lot in speaking in English. I couldn't frame a single sentence in English properly, and which is why I refrained from speaking. And people always took me to be introvert. I perhaps wasn't really introvert, but I was scared of failures. And hence I chose not to speak. But it was my teacher, Mr. Ganesh Thakur, who always pumped me and said, those who never fail are those who never try. You need to try. You need to try and try and try, and you will see that you will succeed. And such is our club, ladies and gentlemen, Unicorns Voices Toastmasters Club. We have weathered every storm possible. There were several hurdles, several struggles, but today we stand tall in the 123rd meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a proud president today. Let's have a big round of applause one more time. I acknowledge the presence of our division director, distinguished Toastmaster Anutosh Ghosh, in our meeting today. I also do acknowledge the presence of our area director, Toastmaster Mohammad Hamza, in the club today. So we have two dignitaries in the meeting. We, of course, have a lot of visiting Toastmasters in our club. And we don't see any guests, though, but I will take a little bit of an introduction from some of the visiting Toastmasters who are also role players in today's meeting. I will start off with distinguished Toastmaster Bosco Abraham. DTM Bosco, if you could introduce yourself to our club and what your expectations are from today's meeting. Over to you, DTM Bosco.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Roy. Very good afternoon. I hope you are able to hear me.
There's a little bit of an echo. I think your audio is on in two devices. If you can switch off the audio in one device, I think the echo would go.
Now, is it okay?
Absolutely fine.
I have a challenge with my camera, and that's why I am on two devices. A very good afternoon to you, the distinguished Toastmaster Rajshri Roy and fellow Toastmasters. I never say no for a Toastmasters meeting, and I was contacted around 11 o'clock and 11:30 maybe and asked whether I would be a part of this meeting, and here I am. For me, Toastmasters is a passion. I have been a distinguished Toastmaster before I became a distinguished Toastmaster, meaning a DTM for me is always a dedicated Toastmaster. And I've been with Toastmasters for the last 27 years. Maybe some of you were not born then, but then the challenge is to learn from anybody. And I believe I take back some of the lessons I will learn today from the Toastmasters I'm going to listen to, and that will add to my bucket of knowledge that I have acquired. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Let's have a huge round of applause for distinguished Toastmaster Bosco and DTM Bosco. I mean, you know, I can only imagine, or perhaps not even imagine, the amount of learning that we will get from today's session. Somebody who's been a Toastmaster for such a long time, 27 years. You have bags and bags and bags full of experience to share with us today. And I'm all here being like a sponge to grab it all. Thank you, DTM Bosco, for joining us. Let's have a huge round of applause for DTM Bosco. Let me now call upon somebody who I met today for the first time, and I think we'll have a very good bond. She is from Kolkata Toastmasters Club. Let's have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Trishna Sarkar.
Good evening, everyone. I am Trishna Sarkar. I am from Kolkata Toastmaster Club. The reason for the joining this club, I want to know, I learned something new about everyone, and also I have a problem. I can't constantly can't speak in English and constantly, and also I have a one problem in my pronunciation. I just continue my English speaking, and also I learn from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Trishna. And Toastmaster Trishna, just one word from my side. Don't consider them as a problem. Then you will never be able to get over those problems. They're not a problem at all. And if I can overcome them, so can you. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but from where I started to where I am today, I have definitely come a long way, and I'm pretty sure you can do as well. So it's not a problem at all. And Toastmasters is one platform where we all learn and grow together. So I'm pretty sure we'll all learn together and we'll all grow together. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Krishna, for joining us. Finally, I would like to call on our division director. He is no stranger to our club and definitely not a stranger to me. I happen to talk to him many a times throughout the week or throughout the month. But still, as he's the division director, please put your hands together for some words from distinguished Toastmaster Anutosh Ghosh.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi. Unicorns Voices, though I like to come to this meeting, especially for the likes of Rajarshi, then Durga, and few others. The challenge is something else. And I would like Toastmaster Pulkit to share those moments later on. So till that time, I will keep it just as is. So, however, I wish all the best to all the role players today and to all the speakers. I would like to get on with the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished Toastmaster Anutosh Ghosh for you. Let's have a huge round of applause, please. And I promise I'm going to start off the feedback session with our area director, so I'm not calling him on now. But on that note, it's time for me to pass the baton to the person who's going to be the anchor of the ship, somebody who's going to take the ship today forward and is going to lead the meeting from the front. Toastmaster of the day, in case you didn't understand who I'm talking about. Now, our Toastmaster of the day has been a Toastmaster since August 2022. So he's barely 2 years old in Toastmasters, right? He's currently serving as the president of Kolkata Advanced Toastmasters Club. And now coming to his achievements. In these 2 years that he has been a Toastmaster, in the very first year, he has made it to the district finals of table topic contest. Hold on to yourselves. You can applaud later. And the second year, he is the district first runner-up in the humorous speech contest. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the one and only Toastmaster Pulkit Gupta.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi Roy. So introductions can be said in many ways, but the way Rajarshi introduced me, it just felt so royal. So thank you so much, Rajarshi, for this very kind introduction. That was a very grand introduction. And it's a pleasure to be here as your Toastmaster of the day for this meeting of Unicorn Voices Toastmasters Club. Now, today's theme, what I chose was something I love doing a lot, watching movies. So I chose the theme as a brief history of movies. Now, how many of you actually love watching movies? Anutosh says yes, Shubham says yes, Rashi says yes. I mean, apart from Trishla and I guess Shishu, Lata, everyone has said yes. But most of us love movies because there's a certain charm in it. In fact, and this is why it's such a big billion-dollar industry across the globe. So today we are going to dive into the history of what made movies the way it is today. So let's start on this note. So I have since it's an online meeting, I have the access of creating a slide. So let's go in a presentation mode. So the movies as we know today actually began way back with this man who was Edward Muybridge, 1879. So if you think about it, It's approximately 150 years of legacy that the film industry currently has. Now, Edward Muybridge did something very interesting. His invention, which was zoopraxiscope, was nothing. It simply put a series of still photographs. Now, if you combine a series of still photographs and play it very fast, what happens? A movie is born. He did the same. Zoopraxiscope simply spun slides very fast, giving the impression of a movie. He created this movie called Sally Gardner at a Gallop. It was a very short film, less than a second. And if you see, all these pictures that you see of the horse are stills which were captured. How he did was he simply positioned cameras throughout the racetrack, and at every step there was a wire. When the horse ran, the horse tripped the wire and the camera clicked the picture. So even if he was a single person, he could make more than 10-15 cameras take simultaneous pictures as the horse galloped. He put them together and he called his film Sally Gardner at a Gallop. It's hailed as the world's first bit of cinema and was shot in June 1878. The slide says wrong, it's 1878. So the first known moving picture was created by Edward Muybridge. He used a series of still photographs to capture a horse in motion, proving that all four of a horse's hooves leave the ground when it gallops. This project, known as the Sally Gardner at a Gallop or the horse in motion, is often considered as the first step towards the modern motion picture. Now, humanity has a tendency, right? Once someone shows the way, then everyone starts to innovate. The next innovation came via Louis Le Prince, a French inventor, when he shot this 2.11 second short, 2.11 second short film named as Roundhay Garden Scene. And this was shot 10 years after the first motion picture, which is Sally Gardner at a Gallop. And this was called Roundhay Garden Scene, 14th October 1888 by Louis Le Prince. And this was shot at location on Leeds, in Leeds, Northern England. It's believed to be the oldest surviving film. So if I just read Louis Le Prince, a French inventor, is credited with creating the first motion picture camera. By the way, this film was shot on a device that Louis Le Prince himself created, and that device is famously known to be the first motion picture camera. His short film, Roundhay Garden Scene, recorded in Leeds, England, is the oldest surviving motion picture and lasts only 2.11 seconds. Now, post this, you had kinetoscope, which was invented by Thomas Edison of the light bulb fame and William Dixon. And the end of the 19th century saw perhaps one of the most important invention in motion picture. It was cinematograph by Lumiere brothers. Before we go to general evaluation, let me take a note of why this cinematograph by Lumiere brothers in 1895 was perhaps one of the most historic moments in the entire history of cinema. Now, Lumiere brothers created a cinematograph, and the earliest cinematographic screenings is credited to him. The first commercial public screening of 10 Lumiere brothers short films was held in Paris on 28th December 1895 and can be regarded as the breakthrough of projected cinematographic motion pictures. The event was so big, nearly the entire Paris came together, it seemed like, because it was the first time when 10 short films of people doing the regular stuff, but still actual motion picture was being projected by Lumiere brothers. And post this, the cinema took a huge leap, which we will cover in the coming slides. Let me introduce you to the meeting structure of a regular Toastmaster meeting before we go forward. Today's meeting will have three broad verticals. The first vertical will be prepared speeches, wherein we have two prepared speakers who will be delivering their speeches from the Toastmasters educational program called Pathways. Every prepared speaker shall have a dedicated evaluator, and we will be calling them in due course. The second section of a Toastmaster meeting is the impromptu speaking section. So after prepared speeches, you have impromptu speeches, and that is famously called by Toastmaster International. In fact, it is trademarked by Toastmaster International as the table topics, wherein a table topics master will be leading. And I will encourage everyone who either has lesser speaking role or has decided to just spectate, please participate in the table topics segment as a speaker. That's the chance for you to shine in today's meeting. The third segment is the evaluation segment, which is led by a role player named as General Evaluator. General as in the Army General, he's the head evaluator. But the General Evaluator also has a team of auxiliary evaluators who you will be introduced to very shortly. Let me now introduce the General Evaluator for today's meeting. You just heard from him some time back, and he is definitely a very famous personality in Toastmaster International District 124. He's currently serving as a division director for the District 124 Toastmasters International. And when I asked him his introduction, he kept it very short and sweet. He loves to play with his two pet dogs, and his favorite pastime is sleeping with snoring. I've seen this. The more famous someone is in Toastmasters, and if you ask the introduction, most of the times the introductions are very short and sweet. But I respect all introductions that come in. Let's welcome the distinguished Toastmaster Anutosh Ghosh, your general evaluator for today. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pulkit. Please keep the applause going for Toastmaster Pulkit. The first time I met Pulkit was in the exuberance of this year that happened in May, and he had a very specific personality. He was totally unique. Everyone can identify him very easily. The reason being, he loves to wear cargo pants. And normally, in such a meeting, wearing such bulky, nice, free flow cargo pants, really nice way to keep himself unique and identifiable from the rest of the Toastmasters. Good job done, Toastmaster Pulkit. Okay, all right. So, coming to movies. Now, definitely one of the things that I love about the movies are the different climaxes and the stuff, the action scenarios, or sometimes the specific high prolific dramas. Then again, there are certain people called as critics who tend to evaluate and find out certain faults in the movies by analyzing them. The difference over here is in Toastmasters, we definitely do not have any sort of critical evaluation. We do have constructive evaluation, and certain times we do provide critical evaluation, but on a one-to-one basis. In evaluation per se, we will understand what the different speeches were provided, and the individual evaluators will be evaluating the speeches and not the speakers. Now, today, right from the beginning itself, I have already started noting down the good things and the things that can be improved upon, and I shall be sharing towards the end. At the same time, to ensure that every one of us do get something to understand and find out certain analysis of their own way of speaking. For this purpose, I have a team of ancillary role players, which or whom I shall be introducing one after the other. To begin with, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Trishna who shall be introducing and describing the role about the time. Over to you, Toastmaster Trishna.
Thank you. Good evening, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. I am Krishna Sharkar. I am the timer for the today's meeting. As the timer, my duty is to time prepare speeches, table topic, and evaluation. For prepare speeches, the time limit is varies. For an prepared speech, for an icebreaker, the time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. For an other speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. For an table topic, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. For an evaluation, the speaker has 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card, minimum qualifying time, and the yellow card at midpoint, and the red card at the end of the meeting till the end of the speaker. And for prepare speech and evaluation, the speaker has 30-second grace before the minimum qualifying time and after the maximum qualifying time. For table topic, the speaker has only 30-second grace after the red card is displayed. All speakers who continue to speak beyond the 30-second grace will not qualify for the voting. I shall present my report when called upon by General Evaluator do so. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Trishna. May I request you to kindly share the timer cards if you have it in front of you now?
Yeah. This one, green card, and at the midpoint, yellow card, and red.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Trishna. A big round of applause for you. And I would also request you to kindly show the slides in the slideshow mode. That will ensure that people will be able to see the cards properly. Okay. All right. Moving ahead, we have the language evaluator. Normally, this sort of stuff, normally we get to see in the advanced meetings. And today, it is a very good moment to witness our language evaluator to be played by Toastmaster Shishulata. Over to you, Toastmaster Shishu.
Thank you, General Evaluator Anutosh. Good evening, everyone. And I think already today's stage has been set with the movies vibes. I missed Toastmaster TMOD's question. That my answer is I too love movies. Today I am playing a role of a language evaluator, and it is my responsibility to pay a close attention to all the speakers and listening carefully to their languages uses. I'll also note down the use of improper languages as well as the any outstanding words, idioms, and phrases being used in the speeches. As a language evaluator, it is my duty to introduce word of the day, and today's word of the day is eradicate. The meaning of eradicate is to get rid of anything completely. The usage of this eradicate word into the sentence could be like this: we can eradicate any kind of problem if you are optimistic and have a courage to fight. I'll repeat one more time. The word of the day is eradicate. The meaning of the eradicate word is get rid of something completely. I would encourage each and every one of you in the meeting to use this word of the day. At the end of the meeting, I will produce my report. Thank you so much. Over to you, Anutosh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shishu. And I love the background of yours that you have. It's totally something different that I see from our normal screens. So very good, lively background. And let's promise to ourselves today, as we move ahead, that going forward, we will be eradicating our negative and pessimistic thoughts so that we can focus only on the positives and stay always on the positive side and remain optimistic. With this, let's hear more from our Toastmaster of the day about different sort of movies and the biggest change that will be coming from his point of view. Over to you, Toastmaster Pulkit.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Uncle Ghosh. Let's have an applause for him. I hope I'm able to eradicate some of the blind spots when it comes to the history of movies today via the presentation. But let's continue our journey into the magical world of movies before we open the magical world of prepared speeches for today evening. Now, when the movie industry took off after the creation of cinematograph by Lumiere brothers, the initial movie industry, as we might know, was silent movie industry. There was no sound in movies. And the silent movie industry took over Hollywood. And Hollywood, the reason Hollywood, even though Hollywood and Bollywood, the Hindi film industry and the English film industry have very similar timelines, but yes, Hollywood still takes the lead in kickstarting the legacy. A very notable silent film of the era came out in 1915, and that was D.W. Griffith's The Birth of a Nation. It was a highly controversial film because it was, I'm not sure if you know, it was based on Ku Klux Klan, which is a controversial organization in the United States. But at that point in time, this movie was massive commercial success. So much so that the then president, I guess Woodrow Wilson, if I'm not wrong, screened this film at the White House. It was a massive success and one of the most notable films of the silent movie era. D.W. Griffith's The Birth of a Nation. Now, can you identify this famous silent film actor? Anyone? Can you identify this famous silent film? He's pretty famous in the silent film industry.
Charlie Chaplin?
It is Charlie Chaplin. Thanks, John. So yes, it's indeed Charlie Chaplin. And Charlie Chaplin was a billionaire when it comes to making movie. I mean, practically he was the richest silent film actor the world has ever seen. And yes, he was wildly successful, wildly famous as well. But the silent film industry eventually gave way to an industry which was all sound. And this happened with the film, The Jazz Singer, which was the first sound film of its time, in fact, of all time. It was the first feature-length sound film and was released in the year 1927, The Jazz Singer. And it, as you can see from the poster, it was directed by one Alan Crosland. Till this time, movies were a single-person show. There was a director who was helming this, but then around late 1920s, around the time when sound film industry had started taking over, so studio culture also started penetrating. So you started having these industries, these studios like Disney, MGM, Paramount, Warner Bros. Currently, as you might know, Disney this year has made over $1.5 billion in movie revenue alone because of Deadpool. So these film studios, which have its roots in late 1920s, actually are today's highest earners. And yes, Disney, MGM, Paramount, Warner Bros. All have their origins around the time. Now, this is the slides where we will delve into the Bollywood also taking over. But before this, as you can see on the slide, this starts with Raja Harishchandra. We will discuss the significance of this movie in the Hindi film industry context. Before this, let me open, as I said, the magical world of prepared speeches. And we will start with the evaluator number 1. Now, if I may see our roster. Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Sure. So let me introduce the evaluator number 1. Sorry for this technical issue. Okay, so the evaluator number 1 is someone who you just heard has spent over 27 years in the Toastmasters International Fraternity. Someone who we look forward to learning a lot. It is distinguished Toastmaster John Bosco Abraham. Over to you, John.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pade. Once again, good afternoon to Toastmasters. The speaker is attempting level 4 project, and this is managing projects successfully. It is in 2 parts, and the speaker is attempting the first speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing a plan, building a team, and fulfilling a plan with the help of his or her team. And the purpose of the first speech is for the member to give a short overview of the plan for his or her project. The time allotted for the speech is 2 to 3 minutes. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, John. Let's have a round of applause for evaluator number 1, distinguished Toastmaster John. It's now time to welcome our speaker. She's a simple person, someone who believes in lifelong learning and living in the moment. I just met her online a few minutes back, and just seeing her, I'm pretty sure she is a very positive personality, someone who just exudes a lot of charisma. So I look forward to listening to her. She's also a corporate leader with 21 years of experience. Let's welcome your speaker number 1, Toastmaster Durga Main. Durga. How do you pronounce her last name, Durga? It's
Durga Mani.
Mane. Let's welcome speaker number 1, Toastmaster Durga Mane. I will now be introducing you with your title, Durga. Toastmaster Durga Mane. To be or not to be? To be or not to be? Toastmaster Durga Mane.
To be or not to be? The Toastmaster is the question that I am trying to answer for myself and also for the new budding Toastmasters. Now, when I joined Toastmasters 3 years back, we are in 2024, so 4 years back. That was in the midst of COVID. I was working from home, and being people's person, I wanted to be part of something where I can interact with people. Having no background of Toastmasters and already in the leadership position, I didn't join Toastmasters because Toastmasters, the tagline, the leaders are made. However, when I joined Toastmasters, I was mesmerized with the kind of stories that I heard from Toastmasters. The personal stories. I was taken aback by their take on table topics. Having served club president for 2 terms, I have seen there are a lot of Toastmasters who are new, fresh Toastmasters, who join Toastmasters and who leave Toastmasters. I decided to understand what is it that kept me glued to Toastmasters. However, that doesn't glue many young people to Toastmasters. Decided to make it as my level 4 project. So what we are intending to do here is understand why why do new people join Toastmasters? What we are trying to do is we have formed questionnaire in which there are few basic questions, and that is not done by me alone. We are a team, 3 people team, my mentor and a young Toastmaster. We have formed a questionnaire. We'll be collecting the data points on why do people join Toastmasters? What do they expect from Toastmasters? Do they see any benefit? And what is the improvement that they want to see in a Toastmasters meeting? And importantly, if at all they stay in Toastmasters, where do they see themselves in 3 years from now? As a second speech, I will come back and present you my data point. I am certain that will help us attract new Toastmasters, understand why people join and leave Toastmasters, help us get membership. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks, Durga. Let's have an applause for our speaker number 1, Toastmaster Durga Mane. And very thoughtful project you have taken over, Durga. It's very intriguing, yes, what makes people come and what makes people stay at Toastmasters. I'm pretty sure district officers here, like Anutosh and Hamza, will have these questions burning because, yes, they're responsible for membership growth in addition to other duties.
Yes.
So yes, very relevant project, Durga, and I look forward to your findings. All right, let's have a pop quiz on movies before we move to speaker number 2. Can you name the highest grossing film of all time by revenue? Which is the highest grossing film of all time by revenue? It's a Hollywood film.
Is it 10 Commandments?
No, John.
No.
For a few dollars more.
Then
Avengers?
Avengers, the latest, the last one.
Yes, I think, yeah.
You're close, Hamza, but yes, it's not the highest.
Star Wars?
No, Star Wars is not the answer. The answer is Avatar.
Oh.
Avatar, which
Oh.
released in 2009 and directed by James Cameron, is the highest grossing film of all time with over $2.9 billion or 24,000 crores in its kitty. It's followed by Avengers Endgame, like Hamza said, with $2.7 billion or 22,000 crores. So it's Avatar followed by Endgame. Can you name the longest running film in the world by the time it has played in theaters?
Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. I don't know.
It's the longest running film in India, yes. So Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge is the longest running film in India. Released in 1995, it is still playing at a theater in Mumbai for the last 28 years. But the longest running film is taken by a Hollywood film. So can you name that Hollywood film? It's tough. Even I had to. All these questions are from GPT myself, so I didn't know that either. So yes, the longest running film is the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it was released in 1975. So it's over 49 years since when the Rocky Horror Picture Show is still playing in a theater in the United States. So the Rocky Horror Picture Show is the longest running film in the world with 49 years of runtime. But in India, it is indeed Shah Rukh Khan's Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, playing for the last 29 years. All right, let's now welcome evaluator number 2, who takes the title of sharing the shortest introduction ever in any Toastmasters meeting. He's an AI director for Toastmasters International District 124. And when asked for his introduction, he simply said, he's someone who loves playing football. Let's welcome the immediate past president of Kolkata Toastmasters Club, and I'm adding this from my own knowledge. He is Toastmaster Mohammed Hamza.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. The speaker is delivering his level 1 project 3, and the purpose of the project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance her speech. This member has chosen to only be evaluated on vocal variety for their speech. Timer, please note the time limit for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish all the best to the speaker, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thanks, Hamza. Let's have a round of applause for Toastmaster Hamza, evaluator number 2 for today's evening. Let's now welcome speaker number 2, who works as a tech architect in Hike. Now, I'm a software engineer, so when I heard Hike, I messaged him, awesome, Hike the machine platform, because I know what it takes to be a tech architect, and even more so at a platform that is so much loved like Hike. His passion is coding and loves playing table tennis. He's also a big fan of Mahabharata, and his philosophy is to live and let others live. Let's welcome speaker number 2, Toastmaster Shubham Panda. I will now be introducing Shubham by his speech title. Toastmaster Shubham Panda, it's accident of birth. The title is Accident of Birth, Accident of Birth, Toastmaster Shubham Panda.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Imagine if we were born in a different country, under different circumstances, or to different parents. Would we have led the same life we lead right now? Or dreamt the same dreams? No, right? Well, today, I'm going to explore about how the circumstances under which we take birth guide our lives. We have heard about a very famous quote which goes by that if you are born poor, it's your destiny. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. Well, I don't think this line is justified. Remember, we all used to run races in our school, but we all used to start from the same line. In order for the race to be a fair race. But does this principle apply to our lives? No, right? Do we all start from the same position? No, right? If not, then how can we blame the poor to die as poor? We can't. We have heard many people around us saying, hey, don't come near me, you dirty fellow. You smell so funny. Don't come near me. Or, waiter, please come here. Take my order. Or, hey, waiter, don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Are you an illiterate? Now imagine, friends, if we go back and revisit all those scenarios, if something same would have been spoken to us, wouldn't we have felt bad? If something like that would have been spoken to our loved ones, wouldn't we have felt bad? If yes, did we get the privilege of saying such things? Or did they deserve the suffering because of the words we spoke to them? No, right? But if that's the case, there is a part of our personality we need to introspect. But sorry to say, we don't do that. And we also fail to recognize the humanity in them. As we all know, that the strength of our character lies in the way how we treat people who has nothing to offer to us. I remember once I was visiting a waffle shop in Kolkata. I was eating some delicious waffles. While I was eating these delicious waffles, what I observed was there was a girl who was standing barefoot and looking at the waffle shop with the helplessness in her eyes. I just couldn't take my eyes from her. Sadness crept inside my heart. Meanwhile, this was all happening. A privileged kid with his parents entered the waffle shop, and the privileged kid told, hey mommy, I want a red velvet waffle. I want a chocolate waffle. While I was listening to this kid asking from his parents to buy some waffles, I looked back at the child. I thought within myself, I need to fix this scenario. I went to the waffle shop, I bought a waffle, and then just gave it to the poor girl child. Upon which she said, thank you, thank you. That thank you brought tears into my eyes because I understood that the privileged child may never understand the harsh reality of life. But the poor child understood it way too soon. This left a deep impact on me, and I got reminded that we are all a result of the accident of birth, and we don't have literally any control over that. In the end, I'd like to say that we tend to overlook at the fact that not all of us started from the same beginnings. But we tend to ignore that they also are facing hardships in their lives, and what they need is empathy. They need empathy instead of being judgment. They need kindness instead of harshness. And at the end, we all are trying to live our lives in the best way possible. Thank you.
Thanks, Shubham. What a profound speech. Let's have an applause for Toastmaster Shubham Panda for his really heart-touching speech. Indeed, Shubham, we are all trying to live our lives the best way possible. And you definitely struck a chord, because every one of us can see either the greatness or the blessings of our lives. And perhaps when we see who are known as children of a lesser God, and we understand that definitely at such junctures we are so blessed, and definitely we still have complaints. So no matter where we are, I guess there are always blessings and complaints, but we all have to live our lives the best way possible. And thank you so much for sharing this. I was watching a Netflix series just before this Toastmaster meeting. This show at Netflix is called Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. Now, Gabriel Fernandez was an 8-year-old child, and I will urge you to go search, but that child was actually tortured to death in the United States. And that series brought into perspective so much so that parents, having great parents is also not to be taken for granted, and we're all lucky to have those, I guess. So thank you so much, Shubham. Thank you for that speech. Let's now move on to pop quiz for a brief history of movies. Now, how many of you have heard the landmark film Sholay? The question is, who directed this Indian film Sholay?
Sippy.
It is indeed
Ramesh
Ramesh
Sippy.
Sippy. Who wrote the film? Ramesh Sippy is the
Was
director.
Salim Javed.
It is Salim Javed. So the film Sholay was directed by Ramesh Sippy and was written by Salim Javed. It's also the first Indian film shot in 70 mm with stereophonic sound. Can you name the iconic music director for this film?
Rajan.
R.D. Burman.
It's indeed Rahul Dev Burman or R.D. Burman. I think John knows everything. Well done, John. Thank you so much. So indeed, the music director for this film is the iconic Rahul Dev Burman, also known as R.D. Burman. And films like Ye Dosti, Mehbooba Mehbooba, and Holi Ke Din are part of the film's soundtrack. Now, we all know that Amitabh Bachchan was cast in this film in the role of Jay, but he wasn't the first casting choice. Name the first casting choice for the role of Jay in the film Sholay. Which Indian actor was the first casting choice for the role of Jay in the movie Sholay?
Shashi Kapoor. Just guessing. No.
No. The name starts with S, but it's not Shashi Kapoor.
Shatrughan Sinha.
It is Shatrughan Sinha, because Amitabh Bachchan wasn't really very famous around the time when Sholay was being shot. So the film casting crew actually approached Shatrughan Sinha. So well done, Shivam, for that right answer. It's Shatrughan Sinha, and he refused, and the rest is history. Let's have this one question before we move forward. So, which Indian male actor is regarded as the first superstar of the Indian film industry? Which Indian male actor is?
Dharmendra?
Rajesh Khanna, I think.
It is Rajesh Khanna. Rajesh Khanna, born in 1942 as Jatin Khanna, is regarded as the first male superstar of the Indian film industry. He rose to superstardom beginning with 1969 film Aradhna, and between 1969 and 1971, Rajesh Khanna delivered 15 consecutive solo hit films, a record that still stands in the Hindi film industry. Some of these iconic films include Safar, 1970, Kati Patang, 1971, Anand, 1971, Amar Prem, 1972, and Hathi Mere Sathi, 1971. Now, Rajesh Khanna is the first Indian male superstar. Who was the first Indian female superstar? She recently
Geeta
passed away. Sorry?
Geeta Dutt?
It's not Geeta Dutt.
Vajanti Mala.
It's not Vajanti Mala.
Sridevi.
Sridevi is the answer. Sridevi is regarded as the first female superstar of the Hindi film industry. Thank you. I think it was Shishulata who said Sridevi.
Yes.
Congratulations, Shishulata. You are right. It was indeed Sridevi. Before we move on to table topics, let's cover a few iconic moments in the Hindi film industry as well. So we got to know that The Birth of a Nation was the first famous silent film in Hollywood, and it was followed by The Zaz Singer, which was the first feature-length sound film in Hollywood. But closer home, Bollywood wasn't behind. Dada Sahab Phalke. Now, can anyone of you know me? Can anyone of you tell me what is the title given to Dada Sahab Phalke? in the context of Indian film industry? Yes.
Father of Indian cinema.
Yes. Dada Saab Phalke is also known as the father of Indian cinema because he released the first feature-length silent film, Raja Harishchandra, in 1913. And the rest is history. So in 1931, that is around 4 years after the first sound film released in US, the first sound film was released in India as well. It was named Alam Ara by Adreshir Irani. And as you can see from on the film poster, it says all talking, singing, and dancing. Today, nowadays, we take sound films as granted. But when Alam Ara released, it was a big milestone for the Indian film industry because it was the first film which had sound in it. And this is where the concept of talkies. So if you've ever lived in smaller cities, I've lived in Agra, for instance, there are single screen theaters like Sanjay Talkies, Bhagwan Talkies, right? Nowadays we have multiplexes, but these talkies used to be very famous and still are in some cities in India. I think mostly tier C, tier B. So the word talkies actually comes from this. Talkie simply refers to a film with sound. And Alam Ara was the first film with sound. We have a pop quiz coming up regarding identifying the actors. But before this, let's take a break from all the history about movies and quizzes. And let's dive into a section which is loved by everyone. And I hope so. It's the impromptu speaking section, also named as Table Topics. And who better than leading this Table Topics segment this evening than someone who recently represented his division at the district finals of Table Topics. I was there to witness his speech live. I definitely thought that it was a brilliant speech. And since I have seen his humorous speech a year before, I wasn't surprised. His humorous speech a year before had me in splits, but let's dive into a formal introduction. He has been a Toastmaster for more than 6 years and is currently serving as the president of Unicorn Voices Toastmaster Club. He enjoys theaters, reading, traveling, cooking, and definitely public speaking. His favorite quote is, "Believe you can, and you are halfway there," which was famously said by Theodore Roosevelt. His list of achievements include being a district first runner-up in Humorous Speech Contest 2023, district finalist in Table Topics Contest in 2024, division first runner-up in ISC and evaluation. Our history is similar, just flip it up. I was district finalist in 23. So yeah, it's just a pleasure to introduce our Table Topics Master for the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi Roy.
Thank you very much. Let's keep the applause going for our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, or should I say a living encyclopedia on movies, Toastmaster Pulkit Gupta. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the table topics section of today's meeting. Before we deep dive into table topics, it's very important for me to tell you why we have table topics in the first place. It is not a tick in the box sort of a thing, right? Just because somebody has told us to have a table topic section in a meeting, we are not having a table topic section. It really helps all of us to think on our feet and to practice impromptu speaking. You know, I always give this example everywhere. Imagine yourself in a crowded bus or in a crowded train, and somebody pushes you and walks past. At that spur of the moment, you have nothing to tell him, and then you come back home and realize, oh, if only I had a ready answer at that point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, Table Topics prepares you exactly for that, to have ready answers to give at the spur of the moment. And today we are going to all do that, but with a little bit of a twist. Now, as we know that the theme for today is a brief history of movies. And keeping in line with the theme, let me ask you one question. What is the first, and it's not a pop quiz, by the way, because I did majorly bad in that. I couldn't answer a single one. Let me ask you a very basic question. What is that one thing which is the most basic prerequisite to have for a movie? What should there be for a movie? Without which there's no movie.
Stories.
Absolutely. Who said that? Sorry, I didn't get it. Who was it? Toastmaster Rifat? Oh, let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Rifat. You are bang on, Toastmaster Rifat. It is a story. Although we have some movies with no storyline. That's another controversy in itself. But yes, we do need stories to build a movie. And today we are all going to be story makers and storytellers. So how we'll do it is what I'm going to tell you right now. So in today's table topic section, I'm going to call you on. You can nominate yourself either by raising your hand or typing your name in the chat box. Or I have the veto power of calling anybody in the room onto the podium. And once you're on the podium, I will give you 3 random words. All you got to do is to make a story which has all these 3 words in it. Okay? Easy? Pretty easy. Now, what's the timing for this section? You will get 1 to 2 minutes, where our Madam Timer is going to show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and the red card at 2 minutes. And you do have a grace period of 30 seconds at the end. So you should not speak less than 1 minute, and you should not speak more than 2.5 minutes to qualify for the voting, right? Also, Madam Language Evaluator, Toastmaster Shishulata, has given a beautiful word of the day, which is eradicate. So let us all try and use that word along with these 3 words that I'm going to give you as the 4th word in our story. And whosoever uses it, we will show our virtual applause or a virtual thumbs up, and we will encourage every single person to use the word of the day. Pretty clear? Okay. Now let's start with nominations. Who wants to go first? Oh, we have Manoj. Can we have Manoj onto the podium? The first name that went up. Yes, Manoj. Manoj, although you've suffixed yourself as underscore guest, but I still would like to know, are you a Toastmaster or are you a guest?
I am a Toastmaster as well.
And the reason I ask that question, ladies and gentlemen, is because guests have a privilege. If they don't like the words I give them, they can change the set of 3 words once. But then there's a catch as well. If you don't like the second set, there's no going back to the first set. You have to stick to your second set. Toastmasters don't have a privilege. So Manoj, even though you have suffixed with a guest, you are a Toastmaster and you don't have that privilege. All right, with the rules being set, we have the first speaker set. Are you set, Toastmaster Manoj?
What is the word of the day, by the way?
Eradicate. Right? Okay. So shall we go with the 3 words for you? Right. Toastmaster Manoj, the 3 words for you are time, books, ink. Time, books, ink. Toastmaster Manoj.
Can you put that word in the chat, please?
Yes, I will do that for you. And that's your word.
Fellow Toastmasters, guest and table topic master, Toastmaster Rajshri. Time, book, and ink. Growing up, I was always been a backbencher. I hate books. And obviously, needless to say, I try to eradicate the ink from there because I don't like to write anything, because I am a backbencher. I don't love reading. I don't love studies. I don't love anything kind of thing. But growing up, with the time passes, I have started to see, you can't get away from those kind of things. Knowledge is power. No matter what you are, no matter what position you hold, it is important. You have to get yourself into the higher of altitude with the educations need that. With the time passes by, I started to grab the right qualifications because I try to get myself surrounded with people who are best in the brain, best in their business, best in their professions. Someone rightly said, if you wanted to run with the best people, you will be the best people. But if you wanted to remain with the losers, you will end up with losers. So with that in mind, I was always been there to learn something new and started doing that. I am not a great book reader and I'm not a book warmer as well. But what I really like about books is that you have so much of things, technology coming up, audible books, podcasts and everything. I'm most of a visual thinker, visual learner kind of thing. I started to learn certain things by listening to them or by looking at them. So I try to eradicate again the books. But what I can't able to do that is writing with the ink. I personally like to write it on computers because as I'm not a Gen Z guy or a Gen Z kind of person, but I'm slightly of an old school person. I started to do everything manually on that laptops or computers. But I obviously write, I still recall a time there was a day where I used to write letters to my dad. My fiance or my would-be whoever was there at that time, we used to email them, we used to have phone communications. But if I'm looking back, the time the book and ink has a profound impact on my life, my personal development and personal growth. With that, over to you, table topic master, Toastmaster Aishri.
Wow, thank you very much. Let's have a huge round of applause for our first table topic speaker, Toastmaster Manoj, and how beautifully you've used the 3 words and the word of the day, which I'm sure the grammarian is going to say in her report as well. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manoj. Who's going next? You know the drill. If you're not raising your hand. Oh, well, yes, Nidhi, but I would have to ask you to come on camera first. Is it possible?
It is possible.
Yes.
I hope I'm visible.
Absolutely. You are perfectly visible. So, Toastmaster Nidhi, are you ready?
I am a Toastmaster and yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let me type the words in the chat for you and I'm going to read them out as well. So keep an eye on the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So Toastmaster Nidhi, your words are cinema, heart, hospital. Cinema, heart, hospital, Toastmaster Nidhi.
So once upon a time, there was this lower middle class family living somewhere in the, very remote villages of Himachal Pradesh. And due to, a good luck, apparently they came across a few friends which were living in, I would say, a metro city, right? So out of chance, or you would say out of luck, they got an opportunity to visit Delhi and Delhi NCR. And they were so happy. They were so interested in looking at the city life, the crowd, and the bling of the metro city that there is. But in that family, there was a very old lady, right? She was the grandmom, and there were also 2 grandchildren to her, and they were of the Gen Z generation. They really liked movies and they loved to watch movies, but they had actually never really seen any movie in the theater so far. But now, because they were in this metro city, they did not want to leave that chance behind. So what they did was they thought that a new movie is actually coming up in the halls, which is called Stree 2. So Stree 2 movie, I'm not sure if anybody has seen it, but this is a horror movie. And so they decided that all of them as a family, they would go to that movie. Now, because the family was not actually very well off, so they were firstly, dumbfounded with the prices that there were, especially of the refreshments that they get in the middle, right? So the popcorn and everything. So they were not actually ready to go, but the children, the grandchildren, they were successful in convincing the grandmom and rest of the family members to go. And the grandmom really did try her best to, tell them that no, I don't want to go. In fact, she's also had a few traumatic events in her life, her being from a remote village in Himachal Pradesh, right? So she's actually had some sort of weird experiences with scary stuff like ghosts and everything. And the picture that the children were telling them about was about, ghosts and everything. So, but the grandmom, being a grandmom, right, she just gave in to her beautiful children. She did end up going to the cinema. They watched the movie, and sometime, somewhere in the middle, apparently the grandmom, she had a heart attack, and which was very unfortunate. But they did end up in the hospital later on. So I just have a lesson of this movie that if in case somebody is telling you no multiple times, I highly recommend that you do not push them to do something that they're really not interested in doing. Thank you.
Oh my God. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Nidhi. And Toastmaster Nidhi, you're not only an amazing story maker and a storyteller, but you also had a moral to say at the end. Oh my God, beautiful. Huge round of
Thank you.
applause for Toastmaster Nidhi. So who's going next? Lucky third. Oops. Yes, Toastmaster Rifat is the hand that I've seen. So I will go with you, Toastmaster Rifat, and I will give you my favorite 3 words, actually, for today's meeting. Toastmaster Rifat, your words are nightmare, lantern, murder. Nightmare, lantern, murder, Toastmaster Rifat.
Once upon a time, there was a Toastmaster who was sleeping after his all day long work. All of a sudden, he saw a dream. Actually, it was a nightmare. Because before being a Toastmaster, every speaker has a nightmare, or we call it glossophobia, which is speaking publicly. Yes. And then what happened? What happens next? You have to speak in public at the next day in front of 700 people. Yes, the story is of no one else but me. Tomorrow morning, I have to give a speech of 2 minutes. No, don't worry, it's not a tabletop speech. It was a public speech where I had to say how my year spent in that school. A small boy who had to kill, who had to murder his nightmare, his claustrophobia, to be there. But what happens? Yes, I'm still shifted after those 13 years. But all of a sudden, a lantern came into my life. The light of that lantern came as a Toastmasters. Yes, I'm speaking, but that day I wasn't. I was just silent for first 40 seconds, and I didn't have any word to speak. And then I said, sorry, I'm shivering still now. I don't know what to say. And now I'm speaking without any clue on random words like lantern, murderer, and nightmare. Over to you, Mr. Tabletop Master.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed that speech. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Rifat. And I love that humor element that you tried to add in your story. Very well done. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rifat. Now, I've already got a nomination in the chat, and that is from Toastmaster Ilios. So I will go with Toastmaster Ilios. Ilios, are you ready?
Yeah, can you hear me and see me?
I will put the words in the chat, and you have to use all the 3 words in your story. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, and your words are, keep an eye on the chat. Okay, your words are skinny, charm, amazed. Skinny, charm, amazed, Toastmaster Ilios.
When I was in the university, my friend called me skinny. And I said, why me? Why? Should be me. I'm not that skinny. And I said to them, someday I will prove to you that I can show my charm with my body in shape. So I trained hard. I went to the gym. I hit all of those buttons, of course, and the tools in the gym. At first, I was asking my trainer, how to use this, sir? He showed me how to use the fitness tools. And I tried hard to practice, to repeat how many sets. The regular people can do like 2 to 3. I did more, 5 to 7. Like in table topic, not like in prepared speech system. 5 to 7 minutes, but not 5 to 7 minutes, but 5 to 7 sets. One set including around 20 repetition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I'm not going to count it until 20, of course. But at least you know that I was amazed by how my trainer trained me hard. And sometimes I feel like I will prove to all of those my friends that this skinny guy now is a charming guy and will make you amazed. Do you believe in me? I believe in you. Back to you, Gideon.
I definitely believe in you, Toastmaster Ilios. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Ilios. And whether you're skinny or not, you will still remain that charming person to all of us. Thank you, Toastmaster Ilios. We'll have 2 more speakers going. But before I call on my next participant, I would like to remind you all that the word of the day is eradicate. Kindly use the word of the day and make it 4 words in your story and not just 3. The next hand that I see up, and the hand's been up for quite some time. I guess the hand's aching. Let's call on our first prepared speaker, Toastmaster Durga. Toastmaster Durga, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let me type the words for you in the chat. Please keep an eye on it. Your words are office, trust, fail. Office, trust, fail. Toastmaster Durga.
Mr. Table Topic Master, I am getting nostalgic, and this is the memory I would like to eradicate. Honestly, when I joined my first job, I was unmarried. My first job, my first corporate job, really well paid job. And I was looking forward to meet the eligible bachelors. But I didn't want to show it. But it's seen. And one of my friend was already dating the most eligible bachelor. He was heading a department. I too had a crush on that guy. a real intense crush. Am I blushing? I'm in touch with him. I liked him so much, and I could feel that he too had crush on me, but he had already committed to Sri Devi. Sri Devi was the name of my friend. We were roommates, and the only person she had confided was me, of all the people. Imagine the kind of heartbreak I had. My first and only affair failed. I didn't want to cheat my friend. How can I cheat my friend? I'm a Taurian, a good friend. Then I decided that it's okay. Probably my Prince Charming is not this. His name was Maleshwar. We are great friends, still in touch. He is still my first crush, first office crush, which unfortunately failed. Such is the life. Table topic master.
Toastmaster Durga, I haven't stopped giggling from the time you started speaking. And, I kind of feel that this is truly your story. You were so much into it that you drew me also into that story. And by the way, just another piece of information, I'm a Taurian too. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Durga, for your lovely speech. Okay, we have one more speaker. Who wants to go? Who wants to be the lucky last? If you're not going, I'm going to pick you.
Maybe me.
Yes. Okay. Distinguished Toastmaster John. All right. So, distinguished Toastmaster John, I am going to put the 3 words in the chat for you. And your 3 words are going to be reach, goals, hotel. Reach, goals, hotel. Distinguished Toastmaster John.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master. Some years ago, I had to go to visit Burdwan in West Bengal, and there was a very specific reason for me to travel from Bangalore to that place. It was very important that I reach their venue by 4 p.m. because I was to make a presentation. I was living in a hotel which was almost an hour's journey away from the venue, but I was able to navigate the tough traffic situations there and was able to reach the place on time. Only to my astonishment, noticed nobody around. I was a little perturbed by this whole situation. I said, I had planned this for such a long time, and how come nobody is here? And those were the days when we did not have cell phones. And I had to use a landline trying to connect somebody and said, oh, you've already come. Actually, today is not the meeting day. Our meeting day is tomorrow. Believe me, you, my friends, I was crestfallen, shocked by the event that happened. I went back to the hotel. Of course, I reached there in time again. But sometimes we are caught up in our day-to-day activities and we miss out on the finer points like time, day, venue, and the concerned people. This was an experience which I cannot eradicate from my mind because it always used to pump me saying, what a fool you made of yourself. Never get into that type of a situation. It all happened because of bad planning. Mr. Table Topic Master.
distinguished Toastmaster John. Let's have a huge round of applause for him. And DTM John, I can completely relate with you. In your case, it was a meeting. In my case, it was a wedding invitation. I was supposed to attend some wedding invitation, and I took it for granted that the invitation is in the evening. I reached the venue. There was no one, no lights, nothing. I called the groom, and he said, well, the invitation was in the afternoon. Why didn't you come? Who gets married in the afternoon? I thought. I should have asked the time. But that's a wonderful take by you, distinguished Toastmaster John. And with that, we come to the end of the table topic section, and hence proved that we are all great story makers and greater storytellers. Of course, we are Toastmasters at the end of the day, aren't we? With that, back to you, to the living encyclopedia, who's going to take us through more with the history of movies, which I'm definitely enjoying. Back to you, Toastmaster Pulkit Gupta.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi Roy. That's a beautiful table topics segment, especially with the twist of the 3 words. I'm pretty sure it's copy worthy idea. Thank you so much, Rajarshi. Let's now move on to our final segments of today's session on a brief history of movies. So if I just do a rewind, we started with a zoopraxiscope, which was invented by Edward Muybridge in 18, and using which he shot the world's first bit of cinema, known as Sally Gardner at a Gallop, in June 1878. Now, in 1888, 10 years later, Louis Le Prince shot what is believed to be the oldest surviving film in the world, the 2.11 second long Roundhay Garden scene, which was shot on location at Leeds, Northern England. Kinetoscope came next in 1891, which was invented by the wildly famous Thomas Edison and William Dixon. And cinematograph, which ultimately led to the penetration of cinema, was invented by Lumiere brothers in 1895, using which they showcased 10 short films in Paris in December of the same year. A notable silent film then came The Birth of a Nation, D.W. Griffith, in 1915. Charlie Chaplin came to the scene. The Jazz Singer in 1927 became the first feature-length sound film in Hollywood. Penetration of studios like Disney, MGM, Paramount, Warner Bros. Followed. Close the Room in India. Dada Saab Phalke released Raja Harishchandra in 1913, a silent film. Alamara, which was the first Indian sound film, which was directed by Adrashir Irani, released in 1931. Now here's a pop quiz for you. Identify, now since we all are living in the contemporary era, I haven't put Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan or Amir Khan, but still these actors have huge contributions to the Indian film scene. Identify the actors. Who can identify actor number 1?
Raj Kapoor. Raj Kapoor.
Raj Kapoor.
It is indeed Raj Kapoor. So actor number 1 is Raj Kapoor. Known as the showman of Indian cinema, Raj Kapoor was a legendary actor, director, and producer. His films like Avara, 1951, and Shri 420, 1955, are renowned for their social messages, blending entertainment with a deep sense of empathy for the common man. Name actor number 2.
Guru Dutt. Guru Dutt.
Guru Dutt is the right answer. Brilliant, brilliant. Who gave the right? Who gave the right answer? Okay, Durga gave for Guru Dutt. Who gave it for Raj Kapoor?
Me.
Okay, Durga is winning currently. So amazing, Durga. Yes, Guru Dutt is actor number 2. He was an iconic filmmaker and actor whose mastery of cinematic techniques and melancholic storytelling left a lasting impact on Indian cinema. His films such as Pyasa, 1957, and Kagas Ke Phool, 1959, are considered masterpieces for their depth, poignancy, and visual brilliance. Name actor number 3.
Dilip Kumar.
Sorry?
Dilip Kumar.
No, it's not Dilip Kumar.
I've seen his some films but can't recall the name.
Something with Johnny.
Johnny Le some.
Yeah, something
No.
Johnny.
No, it's
Comedian, right? Is it
Krishna Mukherjee?
He most probably is from Bengal because his surname, his surname is Roy.
I think he was Krishna Mukherjee.
No, he's not Kesav Mukherjee, John. It's Bimal Roy.
Okay.
So actor number 3 is Bimal Roy, a pioneer of Indian parallel cinema. Bimal Roy was known for his socially conscious films with strong narratives and real-life themes. His movies like Do Bigha Zameen, 1953, and Bandhani, 1963, earned critical acclaim for the portrayal of human struggles and rural life. Name actor number 4.
Rajesh Khanna.
Rajesh Khanna.
It is indeed Rajesh Khanna, regarded as the first superstar of Indian cinema. Rajesh Khanna is actor number 4, and he became a heartthrob in the 60s and 70s. His films such as Aradhna 1969 and Anand 1971 made him a household name, known for his emotive performances and romantic charm. Name actor number 5.
Devanand.
It is indeed Dev Anand. Well done, Toastmasters. Dev Anand is actor number 5. A suave and charismatic actor, Dev Anand was one of the most popular stars of the golden era of Bollywood, known for his unique dialogue delivery and stylish demeanor. His iconic roles in films like Guide 1965 and Jewel Thief 1967 left a lasting impression on audiences. Now, these are the iconic Indian male actors. Let's go for the last pop quiz for the evening. Iconic Indian female actors. So yes, Raj Kapoor, Gurudutt, Bimal Roy, Rajesh Khanna, and Dev Anand are the answers. Name this iconic female actress, number 1.
Nargis.
It is Nargis. Well done, Durga, and someone who answered next as well. Nargis is actress number 1, one of the most celebrated actresses of Indian cinema. Nargis was known for her nuanced performances in films like Mother India, 1957, where she played the iconic role of Radha. Her natural acting style and grace made her a beloved figure in the golden era of Bollywood. All right, who is this beautiful actress? Actress number 2.
Madhubala. No.
Nice. Madhubala. So Durga again takes the cake. It's Madhubala. Madhubala is actress number 2. Often referred to as the Venus of Indian cinema, Madhubala was known for her stunning beauty, I can see that, and captivating screen presence. She is best remembered for her roles in Mughal-e-Azam 1960 as Anarkali and Chalti Ka Naam Gaadi 1958, where her charm and versatility shone through. Let's move on to actress number 3.
Nutan.
Congratulations, Rajeshi. It's Nutan. So yes, it's Nutan. Actress number 3, Nutan. Nutan was known for her effortless ability to portray strong independent women in Indian cinema. A 5-time Filmfare Award winner for Best Actress. She gave memorable performances in films like Sujata, 1959, and Bandhani, 1963, establishing herself as a powerhouse performer. So yes, actress number 1 is Nargis, 2 is Madhubala, and 3 is Nutan. Name actress number 4. Yes. I think Shubham said it first, followed by Durga. So congratulations, and everyone who got it right. It is Sharmila Tagore, a leading actress of the 60s and 70s. Sharmila Tagore was known for balancing mainstream commercial cinema with art house films. Her performances in movies like Aradhna and Amar Prem are still fondly remembered, and she was the first Indian actress to wear a bikini on screen, breaking controversial barriers. So yes, she was definitely a bold actress of her generation. Let's go for the last question for the evening and the last actress on the slide. Name actress number 5.
Asha Parekh.
Vaida Rahman.
Vaida
Yes.
Rahman.
It is
Vaida
actually
Rahman.
Vaida Rahman and not
Oh.
Asha Parekh. So yes, I guess Shubham, and who was the second one who got it right? I think it was Shishu. So congrats, Shubham and Shishulata. It is Vaida Rahman, one of the most respected actresses in Indian cinema. Wahida Rahman is known for her expressive eyes and graceful dancing. Her standout performances in Pyasa and Guide earned her a place among the finest actresses of her generation. And that's it. With this, I guess most of you had extensive knowledge. I congratulate you for this. And I hope you had fun. And I'll conclude my theme on a brief history of movies. And it's my pleasure to welcome on the general evaluator for today's meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Anutosh Ghosh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pulkit, for this wonderful history and reminiscing of those moments, those nostalgic moments. Thank you so much. Let's now get started with the evaluations part. For the first speech, please put your hands together for distinguished Toastmaster John Bosco Abraham, who will be evaluating the speech delivered by Toastmaster Durga Manik. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster John.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Once again, a very good evening to you all, fellow Toastmasters. Durga, you have definitely made an impact this evening by presenting the first part of your project. The first part essentially is for you to have a purpose, to have a plan, and to have a team, which was very beautifully brought out in your presentation. The purpose was to understand why people join, and more importantly, why people leave. As a matter of fact, Toastmasters International itself is perplexed by the very high attrition rate, and they are not able to eradicate this fact. I believe you did your homework, you had the right ingredients to share, because you started with your personal choice, and the best example to give to anybody is me, myself. And as president, you faced the challenge of a lot of Toastmasters leaving. So in order to understand, it needs a little bit of work, and your plan was to understand how things are to be done. Now, in your first part of this particular project, you need to form a team, which you did talk about. You just said 2 people, but why these people are in your team? What is the strength that each one has? Why shouldn't it be somebody else? Could have been established, because very essentially, you're supposed to speak about your team. Once you did say one was your mentor and another was a Toastmaster, but then the important thing is here, why these people? Who are these people? Coming to the other part, the purpose was very clear. What are the resources you have? And that was only in terms of the questionnaire. I think that was the only resource perhaps you wanted to use. Was there any budget involved? What are the key deliverables? What are the milestones that you look forward to? Could have been brought out in this very, very short presentation of 3 minutes. The shorter the speech, longer the preparation time, and I believe you found that as a challenge. What can I do in 3 minutes? Well, what could I do in 2.5 minutes as an evaluator is to give you the positives, which were many, which I've already mentioned. And I believe you had a very well organized speech, which focused entirely on the aspect with which you were looking for in the project. However, I thought if you could have added some of more information, it would have taken you to a different level. Thank you very much. All the best for your next project, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster John. I definitely echo the points that you have mentioned. At the same time, Toastmaster Durga, I have one more point for you. Uh, all this, the whole topic, the whole project that we have just mentioned, this is something which is not quite often that we get to see in Toastmasters being done. So definitely, we would love to know more about this project, and if there is any way we as leaders can help you, definitely we would love to. So, that being said, there is another aspect that I found while you were speaking, which is most of the times the hand gestures that you were using, since it's an online mode, so the hand gestures were cutting off from here itself. So what I would suggest is going back a few steps, maybe the way how you were standing or how you were sitting, and then utilize the hands in such a manner that at least the full hands are visible, at least from the wrist till the tip of the fingers. That way, whenever you are contesting, the gestures will be fully visible. With this, I congratulate you for the first part of this project, and with the recommendations and challenge that has been highlighted by distinguished Toastmaster John, I wish you all the best for your next part of the project and the overall project completion. Now, let us move ahead with the second speech evaluator, who will be evaluating the speech delivered by Toastmaster Shubham Panda. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Mohammad Hamza.
Birth and death might be an accident, but what you do in the middle is not. Good evening, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Shubham in particular. Toastmaster Shubham, your speech was not an accident at all, because it was such a fascinating, gripping, and thought-provoking speech. Three things that I absolutely loved about your speech. First were the hand gestures, especially when you were talking about, waiter, please come here, or run races in the school, or we all started in the same line. So your hand gestures were on point. Second, you had a very touching personal story. The story of a rich kid along with his parent going to a bakery and then purchasing that candy or that dessert. And then the poor kid outside staring at those candy and wondering that they even want that. So it was a very touching personal story. And at the end, you went there and handed the poor kid a small candy. And third was the message. A beautiful message at the end to summarize your entire speech, to be more kind and to show empathy towards others. But just like there was an accident in your title, there were a few accidents in your speech which could have been avoided. The first was your left hand. You had great hand gestures, but they were only done using your right. Your left hand was left out. Maybe it had an accident. So the next time, try to use both your hands while delivering your speech. The second was the stage movement. I feel that the entire time you were standing in just one position. Maybe it was the camera position, or maybe it was the space wherein you were standing and delivering. I was expecting you to utilize the different areas of the virtual screen that you have. And third was the vocal tonality, the purpose of your speech. I feel that you still require some improvement in your vocal tonality, especially where you were saying, I just couldn't take my eyes off that situation. So I was expecting some more emotions. Those emotions weren't coming through your voice. You could have said, I just couldn't take my eyes off that. Or another instance where you said, sadness crept my heart. I wanted to feel that in your voice, but I couldn't. Sadness filled my heart. Right? Or the time you used to change the voice into the kid's voice. Hey, mommy, I want a chocolate waffle. Maybe you could have made it more childlike. So these are a few places where you can work a little more upon your vocal tonality. Other than that, a fabulous, fabulous speech overall. Toastmaster Shubham, you had wonderful hand gestures, a touching personal story, and a wonderful message at the end. If you can just use more of your left hand, work a little more on your stage movement, and try to use more of your vocal tonality, I believe that your future speeches will be bigger and bigger and much better. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Muhammad Hamza. First and foremost, Toastmaster Shubham, definitely I agree with the points highlighted by Toastmaster Hamza, because I also felt that the speech that you had was literally something very crucial for the youngsters nowadays, because they are too much on the monetary part, and they do not have that much sort of emotions towards the less privileged or underprivileged kids. Not every one of them. And though we can't expect that, but at least some sort of um, empathy should have been there, or normally which we don't get to see nowadays. That being said, I felt that the speech was more of a little bit monotonous, which could have been something to filled with emotions that could have been there. So that is the only thing. You had everything else in your speech today. So wonderful job done, Shubham, and definitely wish you all the best for your next speeches. You will definitely become better with all these things. Now, coming to Toastmaster Hamza, definitely your evaluation was top notch, no doubt about it. I have two recommendations for you. One is, and this is something I heard about it in one of my training when I was one of the trainees, that there is something called as BCD. So between B and D, there is a C. B in the sense birth, D as in death, and within that, there is always something called as C, which is choice. So in this birth of ours, in this whole life of ours, between the birth and death, we always have a choice at different levels of our lives. So probably that you can utilize it in your next speech. That is one. The other stuff is that, and normally in contests, if as a judge, uh, that is something that judges normally focus on, is that let's say a speaker has spoken something about a specific part. In this case, in Shubham's speech, it was waffle. Now, you said it was a candy or a dessert. Though it is a sort of dessert, maybe, but it is not classified as a dessert. I was looking for it in the internet. Waffle is still under a different category altogether. So sometimes that conciseness and that clarity is required whenever highlighting the either the commendations or the recommendations part. So next time I would request you to mention it specifically as waffle only. Otherwise, if you are unsure, totally skip it. It's always better to skip it than to get negative points. And keep on evaluating such nicely. Thank you so much again, Toastmaster Hamza. With this, we will move on to the reports from our ancillary team of role players. First and foremost, please let us hear it from Toastmaster Trishna Sarkar for the timing report. Over to you, Toastmaster Trishna.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Here is my report. In the prepared speech section, Toastmaster Durga took 3 minutes 31 seconds. Toastmaster Shubham took 6 minutes 36 seconds. In the table topic section, all speakers have qualified the voting except Toastmaster Manoj. For evaluation section, Distinguished Toastmaster Jan took 3 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Hamza took 3 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Hamza and Toastmaster Manoj and also Toastmaster Durga not qualifying for the voting. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay. And can you also please highlight the timing of the table topic speeches as well?
Okay. Toastmaster Manoj took 2 minutes 33 seconds. Toastmaster Nidhi took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Durga took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster John took 2 minutes 13 seconds. Toastmaster Rifat took 2 minutes 13 seconds.
And
And
yes, sorry. Thank you so much. Yes. I think there was Toastmaster Ilias as well.
yeah, Toastmaster Elias took 2 minutes 20 seconds.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Trisha. One small thing, and I think I will work with you on this, that normally whenever we share a screen, we normally show it in the full screen, because sometimes whenever we are showing it in the normal PPT mode, then the other small sections that we get to see on the left hand side, that is the gray and other the different other slides that are shown in the small note or small size on the left side, that sometimes distracts the speakers. So it's always best to go for the slideshow mode. So since there was some technical understanding issue, I will definitely work it out with you personally, so that from next time onwards, you are on the right side of it. And one definitely urge to you is that you said in the beginning that you have this kind of uh, doubt about yourself. So I know what it feels, because I have been over there myself. What I can only suggest you is, from next time onwards, please do not apologize or say anything about such kind of stuff when introducing about yourself. Instead, speak so much about the role or whatever speeches you give, that automatically when you come on the stage, you become confident over it, because you have done it earlier. So your past experiences will ensure your confidence level. With this, thank you so much, Toastmaster Trishna. Next, we will move on to the report for the language evaluation to be provided by Toastmaster Shishulata. Over to you, Toastmaster Shishu.
Thank you, General Evaluator Anutosh. It was fantastic session, and I would say it was very brainstorming session. It has I glued on the screen because I wanted to answer first, but I was last. Okay, today everybody has used word of the day many times, and TM Durga Mane have used twice word of the day. Rajshri has used twice. He has used many times to remind everybody. So the count will not be counted. Only in the sentences, 2 times he has used. Anutosh has used twice. Pulkit has used thrice. John has used once. Manoj has used twice. And there have been a very good usages of grammar also. My vocabulary has filled with a lot of good words, and definitely I'm going to use these words during this week. And definitely I'll continue using this session also. Durga Mane has used mesmerized, nostalgic. Rajshri has used amalgamation, and there were 2 phrases used by him: to think on your feet, you are bang on. And there are words called glittering, been used by him. Pulkit has used a spectator and excuses. I don't know the meaning of this word. I'll get in touch with him later. Shubham has used illiterate, privileged, hardship, empathy. This is all from my end, General Evaluator. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Any of the not so good usage and any of the accounts that we can improve upon?
I couldn't note down all those things. I'm really a bad listener. I'm trying to improve myself.
Yes.
Next time,
so,
definitely I'll do.
Yes. So every one of us are not at all bad. Every one of us are working on to improve ourselves on a day-by-day basis. So that's it. And this is something that I have also learned the hard way, that normally we tend to put the blame on us. But let's eradicate this kind of stuff altogether. It is not us who we are supposed to blame, because we have already taken the track to improve ourselves by coming into Toastmasters. You are on the right track. Let's work on it from next time. And overall, the report that you have shared, that was brilliant. And let's ensure that from next time onwards, you are also noting down a few instances of the not so good usages without naming them and their correction part as well. At the same time, since it's a language evaluator, so if there is any sort of or any filler sounds that need to be pointed out for anyone, please highlight them as well.
Sure.
All right. With this, thank you so much. Please give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Shishulata. Now, we shall move on to the next part, but before that, I would like to quickly get a confirmation from the VP Education or the President if I have another few minutes, or how much time do I still have? Accordingly, I will share the report, the feedback of the table topic speeches. Otherwise, I will only skip to the main role players.
I would say, DTM Anutosh, if you can keep it a little short, that would help, because we have already exceeded our timing. So just keep it a little short. That should be fine.
Okay. Let us then get started, and I will keep the table topic speakers evaluation points at bay right now, and I shall share it over chat. All right. So now coming over here, first and foremost, the meeting started well, right at point, and President ensured that we are starting right at 4:30 p.m. IST. Brilliant start by Toastmaster Durga Mane, and wonderful meeting number as well, 123. So there was a good story about her start as well, and the personalized intro of the president really made a good impact. At the same time, the golden rules were mentioned, and thank you so much, Toastmaster Durga, for taking care of it. Wonderful stuff. Next, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi Roy as the president, and he shared a bit of personal story about his first teacher, Mr. Ganesh Thakur, along with the common name with Ganesh Chaturthi and the first name of this person. The point over here is that the need to try to succeed, because at the same, when we are doing something, we should always try for the best, and that's the emphasis on. Well done, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi. At the same time, you had taken some introductions of the visiting Toastmasters, because there were no guests or future Toastmasters at that point of time, and you gave a brilliant intro of the Toastmaster of the day or the host of this meeting. So wonderful stuff, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi Roy. If I may provide a challenge for you, I would suggest that, if possible, can we start reading the Toastmasters promise in an online meeting forum. If there is any way to do that, I would love to have that kind of stuff as well. So please brainstorm in your EC meeting and find out if it can be possible. Otherwise, whatever we are doing right now, brilliant. All right. Moving ahead with, I will go to the table topics master first. Again, as the distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi Rai, you did everything pitch perfect. You highlighted the rules, the need of the table topics, and you had a different take altogether for the topics today with the 3 words. And you really enticed all the speakers today with the beautiful choice of words. At the same time, you also had something to talk about after the speeches ended. So that is a brilliant way. And the other stuff is that the way you overall performed everything, you highlighted the word of the day as well. Definitely a prolific and expressive orator yourself. Distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi, I have no further gifts for you for this particular role of Table Topics Master. You are a brilliant master altogether. Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi. Now, coming to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pulkit. Awesome stuff, buddy. Really awesome stuff. I never knew that you were such kind of living encyclopedia about movies. You really showed that you have done a lot of research. I shall say the best part of it was that normally when we see a web series or any kind of TV serial, normally we get to see that just before the part ends, the current episode ends, there is always a teaser given of the next episode. That what is it? What are the things that are going to come in the next episode to glue us, to keep us glued with the overall web series. So you had that kind of charisma altogether, because in your speech today, you were highlighting about what is going to come next about in the next section, whether there is a pop quiz and all such things. And the way you did the audience interaction together in your section today about with all these pop quizzes, brilliant stuff. Toastmaster Pulkit, hats off to you. The only challenge that I have for you today is that a bit of time management. I felt that few parts of it could have been shortened because we have 2 speeches, few table topics, and the evaluation section. So probably shortening the part of some history part maybe would have been better with the time management. That's the only stuff that I have. And I shall say, good stuff. Keep it on, buddy. Thank you so much. And with this, I will hand it over to our president, distinguished Toastmaster Rajarshi Rai, for you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the applause going for our wonderful general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Anutosh Gupta. Okay, you must be seeing your screens. There is a link for voting that has been shared. I would request all of you to quickly go and vote for your favorites today. I know it's a very difficult task because everybody was so good at their roles, be it right from the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Durga, to General Evaluator who finished right now. I think I am a happy president today. And our Vice President Education is not in the room. I think she would have been equally happy with the way the meeting went. And Toastmaster Pulkit, what can I say for you? I think you've not let me down. I think the fact that I dragged you to this meeting to be the Toastmaster of the day, I'm so happy that everybody's appreciating you for what you've done today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please vote for your favorites quickly. I want you to vote, everybody. Please vote. And while you vote, I will quickly take some feedbacks from people who are still in the meeting. So let's start with somebody who I promised to call on at the beginning, who I didn't call. So I will start off with somebody who is a very dear friend and who's become even dearer with due course. Please put your hands together for my area director, Toastmaster Mohammed Hamza.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Rajashri. And my feedback for the meeting would be that now I can surely become a professor in a film school. Because I know the entire history of where film started, and I can take the history class like 100% now. But nonetheless, it was a fantastic session. I loved the effort put by Toastmaster Pulkit and the effort put by you and also the general evaluator. I mean, fantastic. Hats off to all of you. Also the speakers, brilliant work done. I think this was one of the best meetings we've had in the recent few weeks. Fully engaging, every section was really engaging, and I was glued to the screen. And I really enjoyed today's meeting. I think I don't have any feedback other than just the timing. I think timing we can just work on that. But great work. Thank you so much. All credit goes to Toastmaster Rajashri because he's the one who was the VP8 for today's meeting, and he gathered all the wonderful people who are here taking up the roles and giving speeches. So can we have a round of applause for Distinguished Toastmaster Rajashri?
Thank you very much. And again, like I said for Durga, I will say the same. I've not had any under the table transaction with Toastmaster Hamza for saying such nice words about me. On that note, our general evaluator has something more to say, and I would immediately quickly pass the baton to our general evaluator, who's not finished speaking till now. Yes, Mr. General Evaluator, over to you.
So this part, I want to share it post-meeting, something to do in our informal chat or informal chit-chat. So I will keep it reserved for now, and I will wait for the overall meeting to get adjourned and the recording stop. Post that, we will share our own glimpses. Thank you.
Sure. We will do the chit-chat. I will now like to take feedback from Toastmaster Rifat. Toastmaster Rifat, if you can come on video, unmute yourself, and please provide your feedback for today's meeting. Over to you, Rifat.
Yes, the first moment I just found the poster and I found three my known people who are really close to my heart on the poster. I was excited. Okay, there's an opportunity to meet them again, and I just hopped in. I hopped in our Toastmaster meeting maybe after 2 or 3 weeks. Last 3 weeks I was just obsessed with Toastmaster things. And yeah, I really loved it. It was an awesome experience, and especially the way you talked about, Pulkit talked about the movies and etc. I'm not fond of movies, but it made me excited. And Table Topic Master, salute. Yes, it was exciting Table Topic session, and I really loved it. Over to you.
Wow, thank you very much, Toastmaster Rifat. Thank you for all your kind words. Well, if I want to keep the fever of movies on, there are two people who made debut performances today in our meeting, first timers in our meeting. So I would like to get a little bit of feedback from our debut performers. One is a male, one is a female. Can I have the female debut performer, Toastmaster Trishna, onto the podium, please, for your feedback?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My feedback, not kind of feedback, I just want to say, today I learned from something new because I never done this before, this timer roles, and I done this today. Thank you. And also I have to know about something more, this timer roles. I know, maybe I know that soon. That's that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Krishna. Now we would like to move on to the male debut performer in today's meeting, who we are all talking about today. Please put your hands together for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pulkit Gupta.
Thanks, Rajeshi. So it was absolute fun ride. So when Rajeshi told me that I have to be the TMOD after he was a very gracious attendee in our Pulkit TC's last meeting. That actually put the pressure on me, because if someone is expecting you to do the TMOD and he's the president of UVTC, so I think it was really fun, Rajeshi, to preparing for this meeting, and I hope to be part of many more meetings as a guest, as an attendee, as a spectator. But it was fun, absolute fun, Rajeshi. Thank you for inviting me in.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Pulkit Gupta for you. A big round of applause. And with that, I would now want to pass the baton to our Vice President membership, who has the results ready, who's been eagerly waiting for a long time to announce them. May I please request our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Shubham Panda, to announce the results, please.
Well, it was a very awesome meeting. Toastmaster Pulkit, this was like when I came to hear about the theme, I was very excited. This was like kind of a theme, it's like it is my theme. And still there were questions which I was not able to answer. Yeah, but overall it was a very fantastic meeting. And I'd now like to basically declare the results, and that would also be like a trivia quiz where I'll ask, what do you think, who is winning and all. So first, let's go for best role player. Guys, what do you think? Who is winning this?
Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, man of the match.
Pulkit.
Well, that's bang on right. Toastmaster Pulkit, you are the best role player for today's meeting. For the next thing, best evaluator, since Toastmaster Hamza got disqualified, I think DTM John Bosco, the best evaluator goes to you. Same goes for the speaker. It goes to me, since Toastmaster Durga got disqualified for the prepared speech part. Now comes the next trivia question. Who is the best auxiliary role player? Any guesses?
Krishna.
Yeah, timer, I think.
Timer.
Okay. The best auxiliary role player went to language evaluator, Toastmaster Shikulata. Yeah, and now the fun part, which is really a very tough competition. The next award, which I'm going to say, the best table topic speaker. Please guess.
This was John.
Elios. I voted for Elios.
Toastmaster Durga.
Toastmaster Durga, and another response what I'm hearing is Toastmaster Elios.
Yes.
And John, maybe?
Okay, so this is actually a tie between Toastmaster Durga and Toastmaster Elios.
Oh,
Nice.
So congratulations to all the winners. And yeah, we had a wonderful meeting. Thank you. Back to our president.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shubham, and heartiest congratulations to all the winners. I think we are all winners today. Everybody did so well. Really, I can't thank everybody enough. It was so heart-touching to see everybody do their very best today. So a big round of applause for all of us for making the Sunday afternoon/evening so beautiful. And with that, we come to the end of our today's meeting. As the president of the club, I officially declare this meeting as closed. Ta-da! And with that, now you can stop the recording, and the floor is open for regular chit-chat. And Anutosh, you can go ahead.